himself off that corner. Everyone's in sync right now, and that shot is sunk.
Soldier can't believe it.
A lot of skill on the field, and really even in this matchup right here. That one finds the net.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Adaptive Esports Tournament event. We're glad you're able to join us yet again. I am Frank, and joining me in the booth is Lemon Kiwi. How you doing?
Good. It's nice summer months, and I miss being here, and I miss seeing these players. And I know we get to promote them every qualifier, but we get to do some pool play matches today, which I'm pretty excited to get into.
Yeah, we'll have a little mix of both here today in today's event. We'll have our grand finals match, so that bracket has already progressed. We won't be watching the semifinals matches here today, so we'll be jumping right into grand finals, and then those grand finalists will be moving into our pool play to face off against our previous champions. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of exciting stuff going down. So here, just to take a look at our format and prizing graphic yet again, I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar with the format at this point, so we'll jump over to the fun stuff. So that season finals prizing is where all the money is going to be on the line. That's really what the players here in the qualifiers are fighting for, is to be able to qualify for that season finals, where first place is going to be taking home $10,000, second place taking home $6,000, third $4,000, fourth $2,000, and as you can see on the other side, fifth and sixth $1K each, and seventh and eighth $500 each. So that's kind of the big thing on the line, is you want to be able to qualify for those season finals where there is guaranteed money on the line. And of course, looking at the bottom of this graphic, it is July 1st and 2nd is our second qualifier, so there's still 2 qualifiers left. If you guys are watching right now, you can of course sign up and get registered to compete at aet.gg, and then the big grand finals are going to be happening September 1st.
And that's what I love about this format, is it goes over so many months. So the players that are already here are improving, they're leveling up. We see that from the kickoff, the summer kickoff that we had in April, to now people are just getting better. But also for people that are just maybe catching this for the first time, there's time for them to sign up into the qualifiers and to get a piece of that prize pool. And here's where we are in this qualifier.
Yeah, so jumping over to the bracket here, you see it's going to be Juicy Ride making it to the grand finals here this time, and then the new competitor to the scene will be Wheels of Glory. It's a team I don't believe we've seen on stream just yet, but going to be exciting to see some new faces. And then of course, like we mentioned, both Juicy Ride and Wheels of Glory will be moving into pool play, as they have qualified by making it to the grand finals here today. You can see Juicy Ride and Wheels of Glory also had a little match earlier where Wheels of Glory was able to win one of those games in that best of 5. So we'll have to see if they were able to make some of those adjustments. I know during qualifier number 1, we saw a lot of close matches, especially when we saw those rematches. You know, Solitude and Disbel still trying to fight back, find that win against Fitz and Ashley. But again, those grand finals are what's going to be coming up next, and I think we'll be in for another exciting one.
Yeah, and I'm glad we predicted this in our last qualifier, of just Juicy Ride was firmly in that top 3 behind Uncontrollables and Disability. That was a really exciting top 3, and I just knew no matter how hard Juicy Ride, you know, worked, it would, those teams were just head and shoulders above them. But we knew that Juicy Ride were going to come back and make a huge splash in this qualifier, and that's why they're in the grand finals. And I like the theme that we're going with the team names. So Juicy Ride, Wheels of Glory, they're just hilarious names. I love the personalities that we have, and I guess only one of them will have a ride to pool play.
Yeah, we'll get...
Or 2 of them, I guess.
Yeah, so they're both going to qualify. It's going to be on who they're going to be facing, because they're going to be, that's what's going to be tough, is you kind of battle through this whole bracket, you find yourself in the grand finals, and you're like, all right, we made it to pool play. Oh, we have to play Fitz and Ashley next, so it's like a little bit of an uphill battle. It's a long day, but it's going to lead to, I think, exciting matches in the future, especially looking towards that season final where kind of all those teams in that, 8 teams of pool play are going to have a lot of experience against each other. So that's where we can really start to see those strategies develop. But here we go, jumping into our first match of the day, Juicy Ride versus Wheels of Glory. Looks like we have Hippo, a new face to the stream, going to be trying to get that defense, but the demo is going to come through from Juicebox to try to get that goal in, and Just Ride is able to connect.
Just the pressure is already on. You have some people getting demoed in front of the net, 2-on-1 for Juicy Ride, and Just Ride hits it to the left side. Great placement, especially with the bounce, knowing the player was coming in for the early challenge. Shout out to Just Ride too. Stop by my stream, and I support them. They support me. We're already best friends. We're tight like that, so no bias.
No, I was going to say no bias, but yeah, shout outs to the AT community really for supporting each other in that way. Another thing you love to see, and here we have the Juice Box. I love to see that pass over to Just Ride. He's able to clear that one into the orange side of the pitch. We'll have to see if they can keep this offense going. Another nice touch from Juicebox, but it's going to be Hippo able to line this one up, potentially on net. Can't get the cutback, or does he? Juicebox trying to scramble back on defense. Is the shot there? And Nate's on wheels is able to tie us up at 1.
Oh, I thought it was Nateson. I thought that was a nice, like a cool last name, but I'm glad you hit it first. And Nate just had really good timing, knew that Juicy Ride's second player moved up to find the bounce off that back wall. So Nate took his time and had the guaranteed shot. And that's the type of patience you need, because sometimes in a 2v2, it gets really hectic. You don't have that third player that can play that heavy defense or really fix the mistakes that your team is making positionally. So Nate reads the play really well.
Yeah, nice play from Nate on that one. Looks like Juicy Ride is looking for an answer, trying to bop that one over, but Nate going to be able to get the save here. Now they're transitioning onto their offensive push. Juicebox does manage to secure control off that backboard. He's able to get it by one defender, but still has to get it by Nate's on wheels, and a nice little bump going to come through by Wheels of Glory. Transition this one back into their offense, force Juicy Ride back onto D.
Yeah, good touch by Juicebox, and I like that he's following up with it. If Nate doesn't get here first, that's an open net, and so it is. 2-1 for Juicy Ride.
Yeah, like what I'm seeing, really between both of these teams, fairly even matched. A lot of back and forth here. Equal possessions on both offense and defense, and just really coming down to execution when those opportunities are available. So Juicy Ride able to take that lead back by 1. Next kickoff slightly favored for the purple team. We'll have to see if Nate can make something happen here. Trying to get that one over to his teammate Hippo, but unable to do so as Juicy Ride was able to scramble for it. Just Ride winning a big 50 at the midfield as well.
He's flipping it up, trying to get past the defender. And Nate, we've talked about his patience, the way he reads the plays. No matter if you try to flip or flick above him, Nate's defense is what holds them still at the 1-goal deficit. Now Hippo to the back wall. Nate patrolling and waiting for his moment to go in. Juicebox with the heavier touch. Nate gets some space here, but in the net is Juicebox with a big send away.
Yeah, really good patience by Nate there. The demo coming through, but Juicy Ride just having that backup plan on defense, managing to save that one. Now they need to clear this ball out of their side of the field, or else this offensive pressure from Wheels of Glory is going to continue to mount. Finally, Juicebox able to sneak under and get possession of that ball.
Going into the second half, it's 2-1 for Juicy Ride. Wheels of Glory had a nice opportunity there, but the bounce hard to read, and that one getting away from them. 3-1 for Juicy Ride. And I still feel like it's pretty back and forth, just Juicy Ride are executing a little bit more often.
Yeah, Just Ride was just able to find a really nice angle there where Wheels of Glory were just a little bit out of position after that scramble for the ball at the midfield. So really, at this point, just coming down to Juicy Ride being able to execute slightly better when those opportunities arise than Wheels of Glory right now, but definitely both teams still in this one, especially close. 2 minutes left and only a 2-goal lead. Definitely still some opportunities for Wheels of Glory here.
Yeah, good demo from Nate, especially after the double commit from Wheels of Glory. They didn't have a lot of space to work with, and well, you're gonna make it physically. shots. That's a good clear that'll force Juicy Ride back to their corner, but how does Wheels of Glory really command this midfield? That's what's going to be demanded of them in this next 2 minutes. It's a big shot, a little too wide. Nate's set up on the right side, but the touch goes above and behind him, so Juicy Ride can, well, turn this around.
Yep, what to see is Just Ride's trying to carry that one into the orange net. Demo from Just Ride also going to come through. This ball will land in the hands of Juicebox. Tries to get that shot attempt at that corner. Go just wide to the left. Now this is an opportunity for Wheels of Glory. The scramble at that midfield boost. Hippo does manage to pick this one up, looking to drop it into the corner, and does just that. Fantastic goal coming through from Hippo.
Beautiful control. First up the left wall. Couple touches, especially the nose down right to the bottom right. Yeah, that early challenge from Juicy Ride just to try and disrupt that possession, but that is some beautiful mechanics on display from Wheels of Glory, where we had not questioned the execution, but more highlighted that Juicy Ride were more consistent on that front.
Yeah, and then Hippo really just pulling that out. That's a look we haven't really seen from them so far, so now we'll have to see if Juicy Ride can make those adjustments, knowing that Hippo has that ability, the mechanics to be able to carry those ones into net. Juicy Ride wanting to maintain this 1-goal lead with 1 minute left to play. Nate, however, trying to make something happen. A nice little touch from Just Ride might have the sauce. No, Hippo is able to come through, sneak that one away, trying to transition onto offense now, but it's Juicebox keeping this one on the orange side of the field.
36 seconds, Wheels of Glory need to have a perfect defense. They can't afford another goal, or that's going to be game for sure. Now trying to break on out is Hippo connecting with Nate. Now to the corner, though. It's tough to get that ball rolling up until Juicy Ride make a mistake, and that net is open. We have a tie game at 21 seconds.
A huge goal coming through from Hippo on that one. You see Nate winning that 50, keeping the ball rolling towards the purple net. And the teammate is able to follow that one up. 21 seconds left to play. Tied up at threes. It could all be determined by this kickoff. Hippo is up for it. So is Just Ride. Just Ride going to come out on top with that touch, but no boost left in the tank. Means he needs to find some to keep this play going. They don't want this one to go to overtime.
Ooh, Juicebox went for the touch, but it's on the left and maybe intended just to maintain possession. If you see too many cooks in that kitchen, you take the back door, and 3-3 overtime. We're starting to understand why Wheels of Glory had taken that game and were such a tough challenge to Juicy Ride in the past.
Yep, now it's all on the line here in overtime. Who will take the lead early in this series? It's going to be next goal wins. Juicebox has possession, but not a lot of boost. So that one's going to drop down into the hands of Nate on wheels. Just Ride has the contest. Trying to carry this one back into the orange side of the pitch, but Juicebox is going to come through on the flank. Hippo gets a demo onto Juicebox. This could be an opportunity for Wheels of Glory here. And Nate with the demo again continues to slow down the Juicy Ride offense.
Yeah, you just can't let Juicy Ride ramp up, and I think that's why Wheels of Glory went for those demos, to just disrupt, cause that chaos, shake them up a bit. Wheels of Glory breaking into that purple end. Juicebox jumps off the wall and is getting that possession away from Wheels of Glory, who are, I applauded the patience before, but now playing a too passive is not going to put on the pressure they may need to take this overtime in their hands. But Nate waits for his moment and strikes, places it to the right side. Nate knows what he's doing and takes the win for Wheels of Glory.
Love that out of Wheels of Glory. The patience really paying off, and like we kind of mentioned earlier, all about that execution. And it was their ability to execute on that passing play in those final seconds to take the overtime victory. And now Juicy Ride, who was the team who sent Wheels of Glory into that lower half of the bracket, find themselves down 1 game at the start of this best-of-5 in the grand finals.
And this is when Wheels of Glory were down 1-3 at the start of the game and came back to tie in the last 21 seconds to, I was worried, I guess I'm so used to just everyone playing aggressive and being on top of the ball and challenging at all times in a sort of way that Juicy Ride is doing, but the way that kind of Wheels of Glory sat back and waited for the perfect moment to strike is how they won overtime, is how they were able to always keep their cool.
Yeah, and something to kind of draw a parallel with that too is the way, you know, our other two teams who are already in pool play, how aggressive and fast they play. So Juicy Ride might just be like, okay, that's the way this is going to go, and might have been thrown a little bit of a change up with how patient and kind of calculated Wheels of Glory were playing.
Well, we'll see if this script is going to end the same way of that 3-1 for Juicy Ride. Does Juicy Ride just need that warm-up? I didn't feel like so, because even in the first 30 seconds of Game 1, you had Juicy Ride demoing everything, scoring immediately, but it's the consistency that we must see from Juicy Ride as they're now on defense. Hippo at the mechanics, almost sets up Nate for a shot, but it's blocked away.
Yeah, beautiful look there, trying to pass it down to his teammate right in front of net, but Juicy Ride doing an equally good job on defense.
Ooh.
And there's the setup themselves, saying anything you can do, I can do better, as they find themselves up 1-0 early yet again.
Yeah, just the Nate challenge I thought was going to net them the ball going to the corner, but it somehow flipped towards the net, and then that's an easy shot for Juicy Ride to take. And that's the only defensive mistakes I'm really seeing from either side. It's just the angle on the challenge is favoring the other team.
And that's kind of one of those minor things too, that as this series progresses, we could definitely see those adjustments come through on the defensive end, but just a really good passing play from Juicy Ride on that previous attempt. This one floating around the purple net. Juicebox finally able to get that touch, needs to carry it by Hippo now. Maybe looking for his teammate in the wing, but no, just decides to take the shot himself, but isn't able to get it by both defenders.
Great diving save from Hippo. Now the counterattack from Wheels of Glory. So the Orange End, at least Nate prioritizes the corner boost, which may try to slow down Just Ride, but how can you? The momentum ramps up. That's what we said about Juicy Ride before. You can't let them get hot because, well, they're going to do stuff like this.
Yeah, love what I'm seeing. The adjustments obviously have been made early on here from Juicy Ride, going up 2-0, and really just working on those transition passing plays have found them these back-to-back opportunities against Wheels of Glory. Now, if you're Wheels of Glory, you kind of need to know what to expect at this point and hopefully be able to make those adjustments. So as we see, Hippo trying to get back and contesting that exact play that has worked twice on them before. So nice job on the defensive end from Wheels of Glory. Now we have a little bit of a scrap in midfield as Juicebox is able to win control of that ball. Just Ride not able to find the right angle to cut that one towards the net. Juicebox tries to double back on this one. Keep the offense going for Juicy Ride. Is up as one defender trying to knock this one down. Ball dies in the corner. Just Ride is there trying to send this one towards the net, but isn't going to be able to find anything.
I just feel like Juicy Ride are controlling the game. You know, a lot of their offenses are working out. They've scored 2 and haven't let Wheels of Glory set up a good counterattack. There was a good opportunity there, but Juicy Ride are reading the plays a lot quicker. They're on top of this. They're challenging before Wheels of Glory could even set up a shot, and that's a good direction to the corner for Juicebox. Nate trying to challenge, can't take the ball away, so Hippo has at least some time bought for them, and now this is an open net with Juicy Ride double committing to that challenge. That's going to cost them.
Yeah, and this one all of a sudden is looking just like game number 1. 2-1 in favor of Juicy Ride at about the halfway mark. But yeah, that double commit, and I think they were both out of boost as well, just trying to go all in on that offensive play. Really opened the door for Wheels of Glory there to take that uncontested goal on net. Here's another 50-50. Nate on Wheels trying to sneak that one by the defender, unable to do so. Ball will land in possession of the Juicebox as he tries to get this offense going. Struggling a little bit with that ball there. Thankfully able to dodge one of those defenders who now has to recover. This play kind of neutraling out. Just Ride tries to set that one up above the net for his teammate. Just another great defensive positioning from Wheels of Glory. And that shot going to be sent just wide right. Might give Wheels of Glory an opportunity to transition and tie this one up.
Yeah, Juicy Ride are going for some tough shots, like crossing from one corner to the other, and you're seeing Juicy Ride have issues, like you said, just accurately placing that towards the net. But I like the sort of creativity, but I feel like Juicy Ride are challenging themselves. Double tap available for Just Ride, misses that, but hey, Juicy Ride aren't making those mistakes of double committing. They have that second person in the midfield, just in case things go awry. But Wheels of Glory, the opportunities are far and few between, but they're only 1 goal down.
Yeah, and Wheels of Glory have been kind of doing what they did in that first game. When things aren't going their way, they're able to slow the game down a little bit, play a little bit more patient, and make sure that the shots they're taking are quality best opportunity and not allowing Juicy Ride to get those open net goals, those passing plays that they were finding for those first 2 goals in that transition from defense to offense. So well played by Wheels of Glory here. They just need to maybe focus a little bit more on that offensive side if they want to try to tie this one up and force another overtime.
Well, that was a 1v1 situation too, and with the dribble in the air, it bought time for both teams to respawn. 30 seconds left with Juicy Ride up by 1. It's kind of the midfield collides. It favors Juicy Ride. They're just playing a little bit closer together. Just Ride has the touch to sort of maintain possession in the corner, but he's getting overwhelmed by the defense of Wheels of Glory. So it'll be Wheels of Glory's chance to counterattack, and this clear is not caught in the midfield quite yet, but I'm not seeing kind of an aggressive approach from Wheels of Glory to take that clear and make something of it. Last couple of seconds of Wheels of Glory to get that equalizer like they were able to do in game 1, but running out of gas, this ball's going to land on the ground, and Juicy Ride tie the series.
Yeah, nice perseverance, I think, out of Juicy Ride there to not kind of open up that net for an opportunity to force another overtime. I think Wheels of Glory had a few little plays where they were trying to set something up. The big bump that we saw towards the end there, I thought was a really good opportunity, but they really didn't kind of move forward towards the purple net and try to find a goal out of that. I feel like that was a good opportunity. You're not going to lose. You're already down by 1, and maybe they just didn't recognize that that bump was going to be so powerful and send the member of Juicy Ride so far out of position. But I feel like that was the opportunity to really capitalize and tie it up there.
Yeah, Wheels of Glory. I got to feel the glory in them, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, I kind of applauded it in game 1 because I was like, yeah, they're maybe not moving as aggressive, but they're successful. So why would I ever doubt it? But now that it's not as successful in game 2 and that there's just more opportunities out of Juicy Ride, Wheels of Glory got to think of something to catch up.
I think it might be their Goldilocks moment, right? The first game, you know, a little bit too much aggression on offense. Second game, not enough. Third game, they might find themselves being just right and hopefully, you know, able to make those plays when they need to, because it seemed like there was a big opportunity there. We'll have to find out if they can make those adjustments in this third game of our best of 5. Again, series tied up at 1s right now, and there's an opportunity as Nate's on Wheels is able to find the net and get Wheels of Glory on the board first here.
And there was back wall protection there from Juicebox, but just didn't jump out from the wall to get the touch. And even then, that was going to be hard to not have it in front of the net. But even just getting a better balance would have made that shot more difficult for Wheels of Glory. But nonetheless, Nate in a great position to capitalize.
Yeah, really like being out of Wheels of Glory early on here. As we see, a nice contest going up off of that post. Hippo able to touch this one off the sidewall. Juicebox trying to get that bump to slow Hippo down, but looks like he's still able. Oh, and the pass over, whether intentional or not, towards Nate's on Wheels, almost able to find the net, but Just Ride is going to demo him, take him out of the play for the time being. Just Ride going to get revenge on Nate as he's been demoed.
Ooh, at least he got the save, though. Just Ride is out here like a bully. He got the gloves out, and now Juicebox is in on the demos, and that's one way to just take the space on the field and almost a redirect. Just Ride not finding it. But in the corner, they'll let Hippo do something here. But I knew that Juicy Ride were going to be in the midfield trying to at least slow down the play. Juicebox goes above and beyond. Second touch. Reset maybe there, but Just Ride had his back up until the ball got away from him.
Yeah, Nate's on Wheels looking for a shot on net there, trying to get that one low under both defenders, unable to do so as Juicy Ride's been doing a really good job just transitioning from offense to defense, making sure at least one player is back. Here we see Juicebox doing just that as Nate is up for this one, puts it into the purple corner of the field. It's going to be Just Ride, able to get that touch, the one-on-one. Juicebox is also there to potentially get that shot on net, and all Just Ride has to do is get out of the way to tie that one up at once.
Yeah, there's a problem when both offensive members are in front of your net, and you are not the defense. No, not there. 404 error. You had Hippo, I think, in the left corner and just couldn't turn his car around. And I guess Nate thought that he had the challenge, but had nothing at all. And then that's wide open. And here, almost another chance. This is going to roll on in. 2-1. A big comeback for Juicy Ride.
Yeah, really liking that opportunity found here. Juicebox sets it up. Just Ride gets in just the right position to put that one in the upper right corner. And another 2-1 lead for Juicy Ride right at about the halfway mark. So we'll have to see if Wheels of Glory can come back here. They were on the board first, but their offense is slowed down. And Juicebox finds another goal here to make it 3-1.
Just Juicy Ride, or like this volcano. They were just boiling and finally erupted. And this is the Juicy Ride peak that we've been waiting to see. This is how well they performed in the top 3 of our last qualifier. This is why they're in the grand final right now. Just beautiful setups to each other. That was something that they couldn't angle out perfectly. It was tough to cut from the left to the right, usually as their setup. And now Juicy Ride find themselves on a defense, but not threatened at all.
Yeah, Juicy Ride's in a great position here, and I think, you know, based on how that previous game in this series played out, they're feeling pretty comfortable in just being able to stall out the game, play things a little bit slower, and just make sure Wheels of Glory doesn't get any open net opportunities. But I might have just cursed them here as they're not able to get back on defense. Can they find the net? And there it is. Nate's on wheels, able to score that goal and bring us within 1 yet again.
And that's Juicy Ride kind of committing too much on the offense, but they do like playing that close together because when they have possession of the ball, it's pretty much lights out. They score almost every single time, but if there's ever a flop on that offense, they leave themselves completely wide open, and that's where Wheels of Glory are waiting for those particular opportunities. Equalizer at the ready, 2 minutes left for Wheels of Glory. Hippo just bringing the ball back to maintain possession, is getting overwhelmed. The bullies are out on the field, and Juicy Ride want that 4th goal. They're going to have to work for it, though, because here's the counterattack of Wheels of Glory. Nate, demos in the net, but Juicebox has the ball and has a lot of boost to just carry this through the midfield.
Yeah, Juicebox even able to pick up that corner boost. Might be a great opportunity for them, but brief little double commit by Wheels of Glory is going to keep this one at that 50-yard line. And another demo going to come through from Just Ride as Nate's going to be briefly out of this play. All on Hippo now to keep this offense alive. Not a lot of boost left for him either, so he might try to rotate back onto defense at this time. Looks like Nate has a little bit of a different idea as he's going to be able to dunk that one over the defender and secure the hat trick for Wheels of Glory.
Yeah, Nate is the player to watch, absolutely. Although I love Hippo's mechanics, the diving save, the solo goal he got in game 1, but you can't underestimate what Wheels of Glory put on the table. The way that they're down, like 2-0, maybe 3-1, something like that, even in game 1, to now equalizing with only a minute left, maybe even taking the lead after demos go through. Wheels of Glory are back in this.
Love, love, love the offensive aggression we're seeing out of Wheels of Glory right now, perfectly capitalizing on that demolition of the Juicy Ride squad. Gonna put them up 1, and now Juicy Ride find themselves on the back foot. Can they find an answer to tie us up? Can they force this overtime or even take the lead, or are Wheels of Glory gonna continue to march at that purple net and score goal after goal?
Oh, I saw Juicebox go for the challenge. That was a beautiful send away, but it was almost a lob. It came in real soft. Gave time for the defense of Wheels of Glory to reestablish. That's a banger to the upper 90. Equalizer for Juicy Ride.
Love it. As Juicy Ride able to find their answer. Tied up at 4s with 45 seconds left to play. Perfectly placed. Just Hippo not able to get up to challenge that shot on net. Now we have it all evened up as the clock starts to dwindle down here in game number 3. Both of these teams fighting to go up in this series, put themselves onto match point. Ooh, and a close one from Hippo. The bump setting this one up. Can Nate cut this one back? No, it's going to be in that corner, and the pinch is going to send this one towards the orange side of the field.
That was so hectic, especially with only 25 seconds left to come up with a response to that. Wheels of Glory hitting themselves that they couldn't get this one done, but this rolls up the wall. Nate's really investing boost, or Nate investing boost to at least keep possession to the corner. Wheels of Glory looking for the lead and the win to go to series point. Now a few more seconds. Just Ride at least gets them out of their own end. Following up for the last play. No, ball's on the ground. We go to another overtime.
Our second overtime of the series, and again, it is first goal scored. Is going to take this game and also take control of the series, put themselves on match point. Can Juicebox get this one by the defender? No. Going to be sent out wide, but the ball's going to start bouncing towards him. Teammate Just Ride is going to keep this one right at the midfield, but Nate wins a great challenge there to put this one onto the purple corner, tries to redirect it towards the net. Now has to hustle back onto defense. This one is floating up right into the corner as Just Ride is going to secure the overtime victory.
Oh, it's just easy when you watch him play. He makes it look so good. Beautiful placement into the upper 90, a little bit assisted by the defense. It was a good jump up by Wheels of Glory. This OT, though, ends in favor of Juicy Ride, where the previous OT ended in Wheels of Glory's favor. But this means Juicy Ride goes to match point 2-1 in the series. But this has been a really fun match to watch. These guys are neck and neck.
Yeah, I was going to say this is about the most even we've seen two teams going at it. And I think even the stats we're looking at perfectly mirrored. The only difference is that final overtime goal on that scoreboard. So well played to Juicy Ride, really able to persevere through that overtime. I'm sure it was getting a little bit, nerve-wracking for him because a few times now they've been up 3 goals to about 1, and Wheels of Glory continue to battle back and force these overtimes and tie goal scenarios. So Wheels of Glory right on the edge of flipping this series in their favor. We're going to have to see going into game number 4 if they're able to tie it back up.
I'm getting game 5 vibes. I don't know. Just the way that, like you said, Wheels of Glory is the wheels of comeback, man. They just are always in the shadow of Juicy Ride, and they never get flustered even when they're playing down by that many goals. And Juicy Ride, it's almost like they're the ones more flustered to, are they just relaxing a little bit once they are up? And we've seen those double commit mistakes happen maybe once or twice, but those are the rare moments that Wheels of Glory score on. And these aren't that high scoring of games compared to a lot of 2v2 matches, why we have that 7-goal limit in the first place. This is very low scoring in that relative to that. So we'll see if Wheels of Glory have it in them to force the 5.
Yeah, both of these teams really making their opponents earn those goals. Defensive plays just always on point, and it's really, like you mentioned, those small little errors where one of the teams is able to capitalize on that opportunity. But there is a shot from Juicebox from downtown, gets bumped in the process. That one lined up perfectly as Hippo just barely missing the save to give Juicy Ride the early lead.
That's an uncharacteristic miss from Hippo, too, because I've seen those diving saves. I've seen the way he controls the ball on a solo play, and Wheels of Glory will just let that one slip by. But it's usually the response of Wheels of Glory that you have to worry about. And Juicy Ride, you see them trying to play with speed and aggression. They want to take over the field and dominate it like they did in the other games to make sure that, well, they keep the lead, but most notably not let any opportunities go by for Wheels of Glory. Just Juicy Ride have to play close enough that they can pass, but farther away enough that you don't have an open net like Wheels of Glory have had or have capitalized on a few times.
Yeah. So here we have Juicebox looking to make a play. Does manage to grab that corner boost, but now it's going to be on Just Ride at midfield to keep this play alive. It's going head-to-head with Hippo, who does manage to gain possession of the ball briefly before Juicebox knocks it away. Nate now trying to go up for this one, misses that one slightly, but so does Just Ride. A little offensive bump going to come through to try to open something up for the orange team, but that play going to just slightly fizzle out as Hippo now looking for something, manages to dodge one defender. Now Just Ride is the only one back. Can this one drop down? And it does. Hippo going to be scoring that goal and tying us up.
It comes off as a fake pass. I think they thought that Nate was going to receive the ball, and Just Ride wasn't sure what was going to happen and knew that he just had to intercept the pass, but you had to stop the shot because that was a solo play all along, and that was off of insane solo control from Hippo, dodging the bump, to going up the wall, to looking like he was setting up for a pass to Nate, to just making it happen all on his own. And after missing that save previously, Hippo made up for that.
Yeah, a beautiful play, really, essentially making the defenders have to guess correctly. Oh, that one's going to roll in. A little gift for Juicy Ride's going to take back the lead, as that one allows them to go up 2-1.
Yeah, just an awkward attempt at the clear from Wheels of Glory, and I think they realized that when the ball hit the side of the car, they couldn't kind of reorient the car to get that second touch, to get the full clear, and Nate sitting there didn't realize what was happening until it was too late in the jump. Not on target. So 2-1 for Juicy Ride off of mistakes, but here's another one. Who's going to clean that up? It's Nate, and we have a tie game 2-2.
All right, so kind of equal footing, back and forth. Both teams really having a tough little defensive decision to make that results in a nice, easy goal for both of these squads is, yeah, like you said, going to tie us back up at 2 apiece as Juicy Ride looking to close this one out, go into pool play, up a match. Wheels of Glory looking to force that game 5.
Whoa, what a save by Hippo. Love the control from Juicy Ride, and you had someone in the net looking for bumps too, so the synergy is there, but Wheels of Glory are reading the plays just as well. Just Ride, though, not having a lot of boost. It's going to get demoed. 2-on-1 for Wheels of Glory as they move down the field. Good challenge from Juicebox. If he missed that, though, that would have been an open net. So have to be careful in these solo situations how Juicy Ride want to slow the momentum. Speaking of which, Wheels of Glory to the back wall. Demo in the net. And a challenge from Juicy Ride to slow down the play again.
Yeah, Just Ride with a beautiful challenge there to not allow that goal to be scored and for Wheels of Glory to take the lead. It was a great demo on that offensive push, but an even better save, and Juicy Ride just able to find that open net as Wheels of Glory were all in on that offensive play.
Oh, the cross-field shot at the 90-second mark. Wheels of Glory going to kick themselves for that one, but if it's what we know about Wheels of Glory is that they always have a comeback planned. Whether they execute it or not, it happens sometimes. We'll see. Nate has the ball, though, going down through the midfield, has Juicebox in his shadow, bumps him off the ball. Juicebox brings it to the opposite side of the field where Nate and Hippo are ready. Control back for Wheels of Glory, trying to center out this ball. Nate has to get involved because Juicy Ride were going for a challenge. Now Wheels of Glory coming back with some boost, not letting this ball get too far away. The 50 lands in front of the net. Good realization from Juicebox to clear that very quickly.
Yep, a little bump trying to come through by Juicy Ride as well. We have Wheels of Glory both trying to hunt down this ball, but Juicebox is going to get that touch to force Wheels of Glory to adjust their offensive positioning here. And Hippo not able to get a great touch with that boost he had remaining. It's going to be on Nate now, trying to make something happen. Does have the backup from Hippo. But now, Juicebox has possession, trying to fly over both of these defenders. Nate is going to be there to gain possession. Juicy Ride continuing to battle. Hippo looking, trying to allow his team to escape and find this tying goal. Finally, ball in the purple side of the pitch. But Juicebox making things difficult for them in this corner. 5 seconds remaining now. Are Wheels of Glory going to be able to find a goal? It looks like Juicy Ride is going to be able to get this clear and take the series.
Not only that, get the send-away goal. I was getting Game 5 vibes, but Wheels of Glory, they kind of trip over themselves when they're at the opponent's net, but that's just off of really good clutch-up defense from Juicy Ride, where we had talked about maybe sometimes they get flustered in these situations where they're only up by 1. And I would stress, too, going up against Wheels of Glory, who just seem to always find a way to equalize and sometimes even win in OT when they're down by so much. And Juicy Ride played so much better as the series went on. Hat-trick for Juicebox, performed incredibly, and they take the grand final. Congratulations.
Yeah, so they'll be entering pool play, kind of up 1-0 is how that will work, but both of these teams will be entering pools, so I believe they'll have a rematch yet again. So that one's going to be close and fun to watch for sure, but yeah, it really felt like, you know, Juicy Ride made the one adjustment they needed to, which was just not allowing Wheels of Glory to get comfortable once they got onto offense. We saw that kind of scramble in the corner at the very end as Wheels of Glory needed that time tying goal. But Juicy Ride just kind of figured out that, hey, if we just make them uncomfortable, don't let them get the angles they want to for these shots, you know, they're not going to be able to execute on offense like they want to, and that was kind of the key to victory for them.
And well, both teams will get to move on to pool play, where you can kind of use this series as not only a warm-up, but what you have to work on, where both teams defensively left their net open.
Right.
And 1v2s you can't really clutch up, but as long as you just win the midfield challenges, that's how I feel like Juicy Ride created more opportunities and had these hat tricks aligned for themselves, but also sometimes double committing to the ball. Both teams left themselves wide open, so you got to think about that when you're going up against Uncontrollables and Disability and other teams who are just, feels like they play perfectly all the time.
Yeah, and speaking of those teams, we're going to see them coming up. We've still got 2 more matches here today that will feature Disability and, you know, Ashley and Fitz, which I'm excited to see as well. But we're going to throw it to a brief commercial break, and then we'll be right back with more matches. Stay tuned.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Adaptive Esports Tournament. We just saw a really close grand final between Juicy Ride and Wheels of Glory. Wheels of Glory, unfortunately, not able to force that Game 5 and find themselves victorious against Juicy Ride, but they've got a tough match here coming up next to it. It's a tough break if you're Wheels of Glory. I'm just going to call it like it is. They're going to be going up against the Uncontrollables, which of course is Ashley and Fitz, and they are a team that throughout this season of AET haven't even dropped a single game. So they are definitely the team to beat this season.
Yeah, and I think if you're Wheels of Glory, you're more thinking about, okay, we're in pool play. We don't have to beat Uncontrollables. We just have to beat the majority of people. So,
and they qualified for the big season finals where first place is going to win $10,000. They've got guaranteed money. So there's plenty of things to be happy about if you're Wheels of Glory. It's just a tough match after a tough match for you. But yeah, we'll be excited to see that one. But of course, for you guys tuned into the stream right now, we want to give you an opportunity to win something. So if you want to be eligible to win this Logitech G prize pack, all you need to do is head on over to aet.gg/giveaway. And there you can find the instructions to enter and have a chance to win this awesome little gaming bundle. So, you know, we don't just want the players winning here up on the stream. We want to give the people at home watching an opportunity as well. So again, just head on over to aet.gg/giveaway. You can enter for a chance to win. So yeah, I think, you know, the big thing or the focus here is on this pool play. You know, you have the Uncontrollables, you have Disability. Now they're joined by two more teams, Juicy Ride and Wheels of Glory. And then we're going to continue qualifier after qualifier to add teams to that pool play. So there's going to be a great opportunity for a lot of these teams to kind of do what we've been saying during the broadcast. And, oh, there's a little mistake here, or, oh, if they had played this a little bit differently. It's a great time to not only play against those tough opponents that you've seen kind of throughout the broadcast and in the brackets, but also kind of work on some strategy, get familiar with these teams so that by the time the season finals come around, everyone's going to be pretty familiar and maybe even have some, you know, strategies to counter some of these teams just with that experience that they're going to get from this kind of pool play system.
I'm just wondering if Uncontrollables are just going to, I was going to say, run circles around them, drive circles around them.
Right.
Just because Wheels of Glory have that slower, more decisive play style, while it feels like Uncontrollables, they have just, I think, the best mechanics in the league, and that's why they are on this insane win streak. So it's how do Wheels of Glory kind of use more aerials. I haven't seen them go too far into the air, maybe hippo a couple times, and a player like Ashley is always bringing the ball in the air.
Yeah.
So are Wheels of Glory comfortable with aerials? Are they good with aerial challenges? Because Ashley is the person who's going for these double taps, these ceiling resets and stuff like that. And Wheels of Glory have to realize that and not just watch, sit back and watch. They got to be proactive.
Yeah, but that's, of course, you know, the nature of the system. It's you know, you want your record to be as good as possible because your record in pool play is going to affect how you go into the season finals where you are in the bracket. But it's a little bit more low stakes as there's not necessarily prize money on the line for each one of these matches. You've already qualified for the season finals. So it's, you know, you can kind of say, okay, we lost, but here's what we need to work on. Here's what we learned from this series versus it being like, oh, we lost. We got to fight through another bracket. We've got to try to qualify again. No, you qualified. You're great. And here's like, okay, so in that bracket, okay, yeah, you know, take some notes down. The Uncontrollables, they like to do this, this, and this. We need to make sure we do that, that, and that. So I think that's what's really cool about this season of AET and the way that it's structured is, you know, you have your top two finishers from the qualifying bracket, and then they're kind of removed. So if you're, you know, the teams that we saw in the bracket right on the edge, you at least don't have to worry about these teams now in that next qualifier. You're like, okay, they're in the pool play. We just need to focus on our game plan. So I think it's a really nice system that, you know, kind of benefits both sides. Both the really good teams can still get some reps in, continue to play these matches, but then, you know, those teams that are right on the edge get the reps in and the experience and can kind of catch up, level up, and move up against some of these top teams. So it's going to be exciting when those season finals come around, but it looks like our match is ready. So here we have the Uncontrollables going up against Wheels of Glory.
Remember pool play, everyone is facing everyone, and to go up into that top 8, this is all about seeding. So It's scary what Ashley can do when they have the ball, and you'll see them on webcam too. It's great that we get to know our players and their faces, and also how they react to goal celebrations. It feels like both teams in the last series were just so laser focused that nothing happened.
Right, it was nothing but business for those teams earlier here. But yeah, here you see Ashley and his goals, again, pandemonium coming through, each one scoring a goal very quick here against Wheels of Glory, as, like you mentioned, this is kind of like the aerial play that we've been seeing, and Wheels of Glory just the first time going up against the Uncontrollables, I think. So, yeah, it might take a little bit of game to adjust, a little time to adjust, and see if they can make those adjustments against some of those aerial plays. There's Wheels of Glory winning a little kickoff, but Ashley going to quickly regain possession of this ball. A nice contest going to come through, however. Pandemonium, though, getting that shot on net with the pass from Ashley, going to quickly go up 3-0 here in game number 1.
I also don't see a lot of players use the car that Pandemonium is currently using, so I don't know if it's a preference thing. Is it we're not too worried about this match, let's try something new? I don't know. But Uncontrollables, they put on a show, and this is exactly why we have the 7-goal limit in this system, because no one wants to be beat down for that long by Uncontrollables. Look at the pinch almost towards net. Great save by Wheels of Glory.
Yeah, Hippo coming through with a nice little save there, so ball is finally on that orange side of the field. Nate going up for this one, trying to set up his teammate, but it looks like Ashley was up for the contest. So it was Pandemonium able to knock that one away. Now you have Ashley with the ball. Pandemonium coming through, trying to get those defensive bumps, but Nate's on wheels with a great save to stop Ashley on that play.
Is it a double reset from flip reset from Ashley? That's crazy, and Hippo is able to punish that. Wheels Uncontrollables really full committing to that offense because their possession usually doesn't get shaken up too much, and they had really a lot of faith in that challenge towards Hippo, who had the ball a little to the right side, able to win that and dunk on him.
Yep. Starting on board with Hippo here off this kickoff. Does have to go up against that member of the Uncontrollables, but they do manage to win that 50 for the time being. So we'll see Hippo trying to play this one patient, trying to predict what Ashley is doing. And there's another save coming through from Hippo, able to stop that shot attempt. Now transitioning back onto offense. Nate trying to set this one up, keep it on the orange side. But again, this aerial play coming through. Ashley with no boost, so he's going to allow his teammate Pandemonium try to take possession here. Nate with another good demo. I think Wheels of Glory really finding some unique opportunities to slow down the Uncontrollables offense on this one.
Uncontrollables still end up scoring. It was sort of uncharacteristic to see one Ashley go for an aerial without having the right amount of boost to pull off the shenanigans that they like to pull off. And then secondly, their other player is off getting demoed by Wheels of Glory. So I was like, are Uncontrollables looking beatable for once? But no, they still end up cleaning up the goal once they did respawn and get the boost that they need. But maybe that's a strategy that Wheels of Glory can incorporate. Demos or taking boost away from Uncontrollables could be a way to force a different play style out of them.
Yeah, Wheels of Glory, I think, really just kind of looking for those opportunities of what's going to work against the Uncontrollables, because they're living up to the name so far. Have not dropped a game, have not really had to adjust much. So Wheels of Glory just trying to find that weak spot, find what they can use against them, and find themselves a victory here against the so far unbeatable team. Here we have Ashley up in the air yet again, trying to get this one down, but Nate's on wheels, going to be in a good position to divert that shot attempt on that.
Yeah, it looked like Ashley was just putting the ball on top of their car to see if they could flick and flip it in, but didn't work out that time. But 4-1, you have time, you have space, you have a cushion to just go for these funny mechanics and just practice your trick shots, I guess. 2 minutes left, and if Uncontrollables relax too much at the wheel, Wheels of Glory, just like in the Juicy Ride matchup, they know how to strike back, and oh my god, that's right at the goal line, and it's saved by Wheels of Glory.
Another attempt coming through from the Uncontrollables, but Nate doing a good job of just being in the way, being a presence in the net. Ashley now trying the pinch to send that one low, but Nate yet again able to secure that save. Pandemonium with the shot attempt, but that one's going to go just wide right. And yet again, Hippo making a fantastic save. Pandemonium with another attempt, but Nate's on wheels, being the stalwart in front of that net, not allowing the Uncontrollables to go up 5-1. So great defense by Wheels of Glory.
But what a rally, too. The pressure was on from Uncontrollables to get 3 shots. The way you can cycle those opportunities between 2 players without losing too much control. Now the counterattack for Wheels of Glory. In the net it goes. Nate makes his presence known.
Yeah, great adjustment from Wheels of Glory there. Able to find that small opportunity. A great touch. Sets his teammate up with the open net, and Ashley just not able to wrap back in time to make a defensive play. So with 1 minute and 9 seconds left, the Wheels of Glory only trailing by 2. If the Uncontrollables continue to make some of these small little errors, I think Wheels of Glory have a nice little opportunity here.
Wheels of Glory tried to be cheeky off the kickoff, but Uncontrollables definitely have control of their own net too. Here's Wheels of Glory back on the defense, kind of disrupting this corner, but leaving their net open. Pandemonium just couldn't line up the ball properly to have that shot on target, so they'll take their time with it. Now, Wheels of Glory's defense starting to be overwhelmed, and Ashley has a chance to the back wall. It's unprotected and back to the corner.
Yeah, really like that. We saw a great demo from Nate onto Ashley to slow that one down, but oh, Pandemonium. The great little shot in that bottom right corner is going to be able to extend this lead by 3 goals. You see there members of Wheels of Glory trying to get in position, but just didn't have the speed or the positioning to stop that one, unfortunately.
30 seconds, 5-2 is still really good effort from Wheels of Glory, considering I feel like Uncontrollables would have been up 7-0 against most other teams. And look at what Ashley can do, almost the double tap, but Pandemonium is there to clean it all up, 6-2.
Uncontrollables making some of those little adjustments now, understanding what Wheels of Glory have been doing on defense, and then slowly starting to pick that apart. So now Wheels of Glory are going to find themselves in a position to where they have to adjust again if they don't want to get that 7-goal rule and end this one early. We'll have to see. So far, I gotta say, even after coming off of a tough grand final for Wheels of Glory, they've been putting up a good fight here against the Uncontrollables, finding those opportunities when they can. And yeah, the Uncontrollables, just such a mechanically talented team. It's tough for anyone to really hang in there. So gotta say, at least from a first game perspective, I do like what I'm seeing out of Wheels of Glory here on this one.
Yeah, for sure. I think Uncontrollables were also still warming up on their end. Just needing to have I saw Ashley, go for just one aerial without the right amount of boost, and them dropping off with the ball too. It gave a chance for Wheels of Glory. You saw Wheels of Glory try to incorporate more demos, but look at how many saves they have to put up. 10 saves against the 19 shots. The pressure was on. Yeah,
tough for any team to really contest against that. I will say the one kind of impressive stat, at least for Wheels of Glory, 100% shot conversion. You saw one shot each, and both secured in goals. So if they can find more of those opportunities, maybe that's kind of the road to victory against them. But yeah, I think the big uphill battle is going to be just the number of shot attempts that the Uncontrollables are able to find throughout that series. They've really got to find a way to slow them down, force them back onto defense, and slow down that offensive pressure, which has been trouble for any team really that's been playing the Uncontrollables. It's not a new story we're telling here when Ashley and Fitz are on the field, but I will say Wheels of Glory, I think, doing a really good job of capitalizing on the opportunities when they're there.
For sure. And when it comes to the seeding for our top 8 finals, I'm sure game differential is into account. So even just any team able to take a game from Uncontrollables may set them apart from other teams, because like I said, Uncontrollables are just flawlessly taking down every team they face. But I like that Wheels of Glory incorporate demos just to see if you can test the structure of Uncontrollables, because they're 2 very good individuals, but maybe intercepting what's going on in between. Is that a weakness? Is there a weakness in Uncontrollables?
I think even those demos can play a key role in giving yourself a little bit of a breather. It kind of forces that opponent to spawn on the other side of the field. And, against a team that is so offensively dominant like the Uncontrollables, even those few seconds where you have a little bit of breathing room can be just enough to get yourself in a better position to adjust and make a better defensive play. So I do like that out of Wheels of Glory.
Ashley protecting the back wall well, too. They are respecting the offense of Wheels of Glory, too, but with the reset, tucks it into the upper 90. Ashley is so disgusting.
Yeah, just carrying this one from one net to the other. I think Nate was almost expecting him to knock that one down, but Ashley had enough momentum and speed to be able to carry that one all the way in to that upper left corner. Is nothing short of impressive from the Uncontrollables. Here comes Ashley again. Slightly misses on that one. Pandemonium going to be in a 2v1 situation, but does have possession of the ball long enough that forces Wheels of Glory back onto defense. And we'll see if Ashley has another shot attempt here.
I also love seeing the webcams, this new addition to the broadcast, because we get to see some of the adaptive controllers that I've seen so many commercials about, and you get to see how they pull off these crazy, you know, flip resets, double flip resets, and everything in between. Uncontrollables are just that good. Here's Ashley with the ball reset available and didn't get the second touch, but fakes it anyway, went for the bump. Add his reaction on screen too, 2-0 for Uncontrollables.
I like that reaction. It very much said that wasn't what I was going for, but we'll take it. That'll work as that one bounces into the net and the Uncontrollables up 2-0 now. But I will say, Wheels of Glory doing a better job of kind of what they needed to do after that first game, slowing them down, reducing the amount of shot attempts the Uncontrollables are able to get against their defense. And now they just got to add a couple of those puzzle pieces back into the mix, start getting some offense going on their own. Unfortunately, Pandemonium going to have an open net opportunity there as Wheels of Glory really heavily committed to that previous offensive play, and the transition from the Uncontrollables were just too fast for them to be able to get back on defense.
Yeah, the first member of Wheels of Glory missed the challenge, and the other one had an attempt to kind of disrupt Ashley, who just broke their ankles, had the pass to Pandemonium when the net was open. So just the way that Ashley can also dodge bumps, which is difficult to do because people, they drive towards it real fast, and the awareness of what's around you versus how you're setting up your teammate for success is so amazing. Another double tap. Ashley 4-0 for Uncontrollables. Yeah, they're incredible.
Beautiful double tap, just reading the defense on this one too, which is so hard to do. Not only having control of that ball in the air, but kind of recognizing where Nate's on Wheels was coming through on the defensive end and being able to send the shot in his opposite direction so that he's really not able to cut back and complete that save attempt. So well played from Ashley there yet again.
Oh, Ashley, the ground pitch, and Hippo overwhelmed. Tried to save it, but it still tips into the net. 5-0. Wheels of Glory, I'm liking the effort. It's just Uncontrollables are still finding ways to score on them even when Wheels of Glory present a defense.
Yeah, and you got to kind of consider some of the fatigue that might be setting into for Wheels of Glory. They not only played through an entire bracket, they are also coming from the lower side of the bracket, which means even more matches played. And the Uncontrollables are kind of just, you know, hanging out. Didn't have to play through the bracket since they were in pool play. So that might be a little bit of a factor of, you know, just Wheels of Glory starting to get a little fatigued, the tank sort of running on empty, so to speak.
Double tap attempt again from Ashley, but not on target as Wheels of Glory scramble to get this out, and Ashley somehow able to reposition into the midfield, challenge, take the ball, tipping it into the net, and the bounce goes in.
Another beautiful play out of Ashley here, and unfortunately Nate was trying to set himself up onto offense, and all he could do was really watch as Ashley bounces that one in from the midfield line. A good attempt from Hippo, but unfortunately just a tough situation to be in, that 1v1 versus Ashley. So they are now one goal away from taking game number 2 here of this series. We'll have to see if Ashley can get this one by both defenders. Tries to regain possession here, but this one is floating towards the orange net. And oh, that crossbar. Not going to allow that one to fall in. Great shot attempt, though, from Nate. Now Ashley going to have possession. Nate trying to put himself in a position to contest yet again. Ashley speeding towards the net. A great stop, however, from Hippo.
This pinch goes all the way back, but guess who's in the right position? Uncontrollables. Pandemonium needs another touch. You have Hippo in the midfield kind of waiting to see if that ball was going to get away. Ashley with the double tap attempt that was blocked by Nate, and Pandemonium scores before the diving save could come in, and we've hit our 7-0 limit, so Uncontrollables go to match point.
Yeah, Pandemonium just in a great position. Like you had mentioned earlier, Hippo tries to make the save, but that shot, just so much power behind that one that Hippo just couldn't get in the way in time. So Uncontrollables going to quickly go up 2-0 now in this series. Shot attempt slightly reduced in the hands of the Uncontrollables, but still just really difficult for Wheels of Glory to kind of get that momentum on their side against this team.
And you heard in the commercials that we had in between our games that this league isn't necessarily about going in and being the best. It's also just being part of a community, showing people that gamers with disabilities can play just as well. And I'm so impressed by what I've seen on display. And Wheels of Glory, they have a hilarious name. They made it to pool play. It's just another team on the hit list when it comes to Uncontrollables who have just beaten everybody here. So Wheels of Glory are just joining the party of people who just can't beat Uncontrollables. But let's see, hopefully they can beat everybody else.
Yeah, and game number 3 we'll have to see. Again, just tough kind of sequence of events for Wheels of Glory, taking a tough loss against Juicy Ride in the grand final and then having to go up against our #1 team in the Uncontrollables. But like we kind of said, with pool play, there's plenty of opportunities to play against these teams, develop strategies, and then just really know what you need to work on. So we'll have to see when this rematch happens against these two teams, if it goes a little different. But I think right now, Uncontrollables are just in total control of this match. We'll have to see. Maybe Wheels of Glory have a couple surprises in store for us. Pandemonium, however, able to carry this one. Hippo gets a nice touch, send this one into the purple corner. Now going up for it, trying to set something up off the backboard. Ashley is able to intercept, keep this offense going. Pandemonium underneath the purple net is going to be forced back onto defenses. There was a brief little opportunity there if Wheels of Glory was able to get that ball out of the hands of Ashley, but unable to do so. And unfortunately, that one going to drop right in front of the purple net as Pandemonium gets the Uncontrollables on the board first.
And just, this is a different play style that Wheels of Glory are playing against. Like, the fact that Uncontrollables are hitting pretty consistent flip resets allows you to redirect the ball in a direction that is pretty hard to read. And Wheels of Glory didn't have to face that as much against Juicy Ride. And again, a flip reset for anyone who's new to Rocket League is incredibly difficult to pull off, let alone a double or triple flip reset, which even Ashley makes it look easy. But Wheels of Glory, it's tough for them to read where the ball is going, how to defend against it. And any mistakes that Wheels of Glory somehow do happen, Uncontrollables are right there ready to punish. So this is just the best team in the league that Wheels of Glory are facing, and it's a nice place-off. Playing against good teams is what makes you better.
Yeah, I think, you know, for sure, Wheels of Glory after this one, despite it being a tough matchup, are definitely going to not only have things to work on, but are going to have leveled up their game just by having kind of seeing what the Uncontrollables are throwing at them. Pandemonium with a little pass coming through from Ashley. Going to be able to secure another goal, go up 2-0 here. But I do think, you know, Wheels of Glory throughout every game in this series are slowly starting to work against the Uncontrollables, slowing them down, make them kind of take better shot selections, kind of think about the angles that they're coming from. And, you know, despite Uncontrollables still kind of being up in the series, up in goals, it's those little victories, those kind of things that they're able to chip away at and improve on that's going to carry them further in pool play and in that season finals bracket. So yeah, like you kind of mentioned, it's getting those reps in, kind of playing against Uncontrollables. I believe it's the first time Wheels of Glory have even played against them. So it is like kind of a whole new game compared to the grand finals where Juicy Ride was playing maybe a much more calculated kind of style, a little bit slower, a little bit more patient, more kind of selective in the shots they were taking. So it's definitely a big change up for Wheels of Glory than to go against the Uncontrollables, going for all these aerial shots and, like you mentioned, those flip resets and that sort of thing. So it is a big adjustment, and I think Wheels of Glory, however, are slowly starting to make those adjustments here.
And a double flip reset right there. First reset off the left wall, able to get it higher into the air, then a second flip reset to tuck it into the net. Like, these are just not mechanics you see often at all, at least maybe if you're going for YouTube videos or something like that. But I'm sure Wheels of Glory, this is a tough challenge, but it toughens them up, like we've already mentioned. It's like going from college football to the NFL. Like, it's going to be jarring to go up against. Another flip reset. The way that Ashley can pick up the car midair, that's when you know the flip reset is being used. And it's so difficult to read if you're Wheels of Glory.
Yeah, just tough. Yeah, you're essentially changing the shot trajectory in midair. And yeah, for Wheels of Glory, they're just finding themselves a little behind in adjusting to those new angles. But, you know, as these games continue to progress, as pool play continues to progress, I'm sure all these teams will kind of improve against that, and that's when things are going to get really interesting, when these teams are going to start catching up to Uncontrollables and start to expect those sort of angles and those plays that they're able to make. And just like that, a great attempt, great little pinch from Wheels of Glory is going to get them on the board. So now in this game 3, only trailing by 3 goals, and like we saw them against Juicy Ride, they're able to come back from these kinds of deficits, so we'll have to see. Ooh, but Ashley, another great aerial carry, the hat trick secured for him. So just when Wheels of Glory were probably breathing a slight sigh of relief, Ashley is just going to strike yet again on offense.
And that's why I thought this match was going to be very difficult for Wheels of Glory, because we haven't really seen them go for aerial challenges, bring the ball too often in the air, maybe besides Hippo a few times on the sidewall. But the way that Uncontrollables are so comfortable in the air and comfortable getting, and because they're not being challenged or pressured at all in the air, Ashley is going for consistent flip resets. And when someone has that good of mechanics and that much space to work with, there is no saving that.
Yeah, and you saw Nate trying to get the backflip, get the wheels on the ground so he could get up to contest, but again, just the speed at which Uncontrollables are able to play, Nate just slightly behind on making that play that he was looking for, but that's one of the things that I think Wheels of Glory can take away and work on after this matchup and then be right there in position to make that save. So Uncontrollables just needing one more goal now. Pandemonium looking to drop this one down to Ashley. Ashley, however, going to back up on this play. Look for the retake. There's Hippo trying to contest. Those are the adjustments we need to see, and just like that, is able to take the ball out of Ashley's hands and slow down that offensive play. So well played by Hippo here, and here Nate's able to transition into offense shot. Going to go just slightly wide to the right, however. Unfortunate little miss there, as that was a great opportunity for Wheels of Glory to secure another goal.
Oh,
there's Hippo.
Nice.
The great contest. Able to take that one away from the Uncontrollables and get on the board with another goal.
Hippo has been really good at threading the needle when it comes to these challenges and winning them. Not like in the most decisive way, but finding the recovery from it. Wheels of Glory have had those really good opportunities every now and then, and just to come back from a 7-0 game that you lost to scoring a few times in the second half is really impressive to see the composure of Wheels of Glory, because like we said, Uncontrollables have had freedom, space, and insane mechanics. Another double tap. This will end the series 3-0 with our 7-goal limit. So congratulations for Uncontrollables continuing to dominate our pool play.
Yeah, Uncontrollables just, you know, continuing to look like the team to beat, and other teams just trying to make those adjustments. But of course, we're only halfway through the season, so there's really plenty of time left for these teams to practice up and really try to catch up to the level that Uncontrollables are playing at. I think Wheels of Glory had a really, a few great moments there where they were able to make those necessary adjustments, kind of get in the way of Uncontrollables. That last play that we saw from Hippo, where he just hit the right angle, made the challenge he needed to, took the ball right out of Ashley's hands and converted it into a goal. Fantastic play. I think it's just all about making those more consistent for the Uncontrollables opponents, and as they're able to practice and develop that, I think we'll see a lot more close games. But I think Wheels of Glory, for the whole bracket run they had to put up with, and then for their last match of the day to have to be Uncontrollables was a tough one, but I think they still put up a pretty good fight. We're able to find some goals in there as well.
Yeah, Ashley, definitely the most talented player we have in the league. I'd love to see them go into one of James Bot's like show matches that they do on their stream. They do 1v1s, 2v2s, and I would love to see Ashley and how they measure up against, like in a 1v1 against RLCS players, because I think seriously, the talent is there.
Yeah.
And I know it's just, they're head and shoulders above like a lot of the players, so it's like, what is holding them back? I want to see them just grow more, because their career feels like it's the sky's the limit.
Yeah, and we're going to have to see how that develops. It certainly will be interesting to see, and we'll have to see. Maybe we can set something like that up.
Yeah.
Definitely be a fun little show match to do, but that's going to be our first pool play match of the day. We're going to throw it to a brief commercial break, and then we'll be back with our final pool play match. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Y'all know what time it is. running this kingdom. Wish you could be me. Better look up, cause that's when you see me. Give me the crown now, cause I own the throne now. I hold the scroll now. I'm in control now. Ruling the game. I'm ruling the game. Always like that. Ruling the game.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our final match here of qualifier number 2 for the Adaptive Esports Tournaments. It's another rematch here, and that's going to be Disability, which of course is Solitude and Disbol, going up against Juicy Ride, which is Juicebox and Just Ride. So I think this one's going to be interesting because I think, you know, Disability were our previous season champions, but they've kind of been, you know, bumped into the number 2 spot because of how well the Uncontrollables have been playing. But I would say that Juicy Ride is kind of the next team, kind of right underneath them to kind of give them a run for their money. So I think this one's going to be pretty close as well.
For sure. I think this is going to be another one of our closer matches. Even our first match of the day had like 2 overtimes between Juicy Ride and Wheels of Glory. So I'm expecting that too. Like you said, this is a rematch of last qualifier. What was it? At least the lower finals were between Disability and this team. So I'm excited. I think this will be close. Can Disability be beaten, though? Because they've been firmly in the number 2 spot.
Right, yeah. So it is kind of like that tiered system. They kind of have our really defined lines where number 1 is, you know, undefeated even within the series themselves, have not dropped a single game. You know, Disability has had a couple of tough opponents, but they've managed to win each series. The only time they've suffered a loss, I believe, is to the Uncontrollables. And yeah, then, you know, Juicy Ride is kind of right underneath them. So we'll have to see how this one goes. Could shake things up a bit in terms of how we understand kind of the placings of where these teams are. But of course, before we get into this match, we have another giveaway opportunity for you guys. We want to thank our partners at Chipotle here who are giving us a chance to win a free entree from Chipotle. So all you need to do is text CHP 369 to 88222, and you'll be entered to have a chance to win a free entree. So we want to thank our partners there again for keeping our stomachs full during all these really intense matches, where I'm sure during this long day the competitors are happy to have an opportunity to kind of eat up after a hard-fought battle against some of these teams. So again, just text CHP 369 to 888-222.
Yeah, I actually texted that number to be like, oh, I proved it for the last qualifier. I was like, look, it's so easy to text.
Yeah.
And then I won, and I was like, so, y'all, there's not a lot of people entering this. So please type in that number.
Yeah, they're going fast. So be sure to text, you know, in a hurry so that you can get your chance to win a free Chipotle entree. But we're going to be getting into this match now. Again, going up, Disability going up against Juicy Ride. Have to see how this one plays out. Disbol off this initial kickoff, be taking control, looking for the follow-up here. Gonna go high up off the backboard. Solitude now trying to wrap back around. Just Ride trying to go up to contest, but that one gonna just barely be off target, but it's Juicebox putting that one on net from way downtown. Disbol be lining himself up for the save, however, and it's Disbol with an amazing angle off of that clear. Gonna get Disability on the board first.
And what I love about Disability and why I think they are just a top team in this league is their synergy. They've been playing for so long together, even before I was here. The previous AET season, they were the previous champions. They know each other's play styles, they know how to pass, and they sure know how to score.
Yeah, a great kickoff goal there, back-to-back in quick succession from Disability. Disbol finding the net yet again. Juicy Ride just a little bit, I think, tough on that transition back to defense to make that adjustment. Didn't expect Disbol to be in that perfect position off that kickoff. So we'll have to see how Juicy Ride is able to adjust. Disbol does get the one touch, but Juicebox going to be sending this one down to the orange side. In the corner now, has to try to wrap back for some boost. Dudge managed to snag that one. A little bit of a mistouch will slow down the offense just slightly. That one drops just on the wrong side of Solitude's car, and that's going to be Juicy Ride now on the board.
Yeah, he felt that Disbol didn't have the right position on the corner side, and Solitude didn't have the read either. So 2-1 still for disability, and he even stopped the car. He just knew he messed up, but it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up, and they are quickly getting up on the kickoff, almost putting on the pressure, but they lost the ball, and that's an open net that somehow Juicy Ride flopped.
Yeah, Solitude, tough little break, but able to shake that one off, get forward here on that offensive push. And Dismal waiting at that midfield line. Able to catch that shot from Juicebox. We have Dismal battling for this one. Just Ride trying to find an opening, maybe looking for a passing play to his teammate. Juicebox is there for that one, but that one's going to bounce over that car, so he's going to have to double back onto his side of the field, try to start the offense over again. Has Dismal there to contest. Will be able to snag that one away, clear the ball downfield, and get the touch, and a beautiful off the backboard play as Dismal secures another goal for disability.
I love the mechanics that are on display for disability. They've leveled up a lot since the last time I watched them in the previous qualifier. What was that, like a month ago or something?
Yeah.
Like something like that. Time goes by. But the improvements are certainly there on an individual level, because what I think disability thrived on was the passing plays in the infield and the way they connected. There wasn't that one star, but rather a galaxy on this team, so to say. But the fact that disability can do that much better on a solo play means that they're more of an all-around team.
Yeah, and I really think their play's looking much cleaner, much more defined. They're not necessarily second-guessing or thinking about setting things up. It really seems like they're gotten on the same page and know what they're both looking for at these times. And here comes Dismal yet again, setting up the passing play to Solitude in the perfect position to extend this one 4-1.
I like the attempt of Juicebox to put it into the corner, but needed some help to kind of keep clearing that. It's not just about putting it in the corner, but it's about getting it out of your own half, and just didn't get enough assistance. Rotations weren't quick enough from Juicy Ride. So disability in quite a hefty lead, especially when we still have a whole other half of this game one to play. And Solitude forced out the challenge from the defense. Dismal not too threatened. He's able to bring it right back, make the space, and the double tap is in the back of the net.
Beautiful double tap out of Dismal there. Just calculates that angle perfectly. As you can see, setting himself up off that backboard, putting it right over Juicebox's car. He just wasn't there to be able to divert that one out of the net. So it's going to be disability up 5-1 here. Just kickoff slightly in favor of. Ooh, but
wow.
Dismal able to get that touch. I was thinking that was going up off the backboard to potentially set up Solitude, but Dismal just sending that one right at the net, and now disability just needs one more goal to close out game number one.
What a crazy kind of turn of events of everyone colliding and Juicy Ride not realizing where this ball was before it was just too late, didn't get the pre-jump on it. 6-1 though. Close to the mercy rule, and I was expecting a lot closer of a match. I think Juicy Ride went for a juice box, I think, but between matches, and maybe they just need another game to warm up, because they drop that first game to Wheels of Glory. Like, it was a slow start for Juicy Ride, and it's how they come back that matters.
Yeah, against Wheels of Glory, it was that first game that ended in the overtime, where they lost by just that singular goal, but we'll have to see. Juicy Ride, again, has been another long day for them as they've battled through the bracket. But disability now fishing for this potential final goal. Slight miss from Juicebox there, is going to have to hustle back to recover, as Dismal does have possession, is looking for this aerial, gets the flip, and that one is in, and game number one is in the books for disability.
And this is a flip reset by Dismal, and Juicy Ride not getting into the air before they realized it was at the back. And this is, again, the solo mechanics of disability on display. I don't think I've seen a lot of flip resets from them in the last qualifier. Was, like I said, a lot of passes in the box and infield plays, and now disability are proving that they're just two individuals who are capable of so much.
Yeah, they kind of have that foundation of teamwork throughout those previous seasons, and then I think they just needed to work on that individual skill, maybe the confidence a little bit to go for those style of plays, and now that that's kind of dialed in, really feels like they'll be a threat. Can't wait for the potential rematch against Uncontrollables, especially if they're able to play kind of at the level that we just saw with this game number one.
Oh yeah, I'm at least hoping this is going to be an interesting series. Yeah. Okay, we've been waiting for a banger. We're caffeinated. We're ready to bring the hive. We just need this to be a bit closer. No more mercy rules. We want to see just like in the first series.
I know
double
that first
overtime.
series spoiled us. It was so close. We were like, oh, we're going to have nail biters all day, and then the Uncontrollables and disability have just leveled up in that close to a month we've had between qualifiers. They're just coming out guns blazing here. So here's Disbel, another attempt going for the double tap, but it's going to be Solitude back on defense here, trying to get the offense restarted for disability. Playing this one patient, I like it. Lets the offense commit from Juicy Ride and then allows Disbel to send this one at the net. Disbel on the board first here for disability.
Yeah, the offense was brewing and Juicy Ride just flopped and kind of committed a lot. Didn't have someone kind of center down the midfield to catch any strays that could get away from that. So 1-0 for disability, but I think with a significant more effort from Juicy Ride to try to make something happen, because like we said, we expected that game one to be a warm-up for them, but I wasn't expecting disability to just be this much improved this quickly.
Yeah, they're definitely looking very solid here in this series so far. We'll have to see if they can maintain that level of excellence, as Disbel going to be the only one on defense, does manage to get that save. Can Just Ride find a touch? No, it's going to be Disbel knocking that ball away. Solitude going to play this one patient. Not sure how this play is going to develop. There's a little bit of help here as all four members kind of trying to scramble around this ball. Solitude going to be able to slow this one down. Disbel here with the touch, able to get it by one defender, but Juicebox flies through with the save.
How is Juicy Ride not letting more goals in? Their defense is really picking it up, and especially with these just double challenges, everyone's wires are crossed, and Juicy Ride keep that composure. That's great to see, especially when that ball crosses in front of the net like that. Disability have to fall back for defense, but Disbel's already going up in the air with the ball, so he doesn't seem too worried. Yeah,
you can tell Juicy Ride kind of made those adjustments, maybe also kind of not expecting for Disability to go for this many aerial style plays, but seems to have made the adjustments that they needed to and are slowing down Disability just a little bit, making things a little bit more tough for them on that offensive end. And now can Just Ride find the net here? Is able to get the touch. Pops this one up, but it is going to be in the hands of Disbel now. Disbel gets the demo onto Juicebox. Solitude has this one centered up on net. Is Disbel there for the follow-up? No, looks like Just Ride is going to be able to knock this one away.
Good saves coming out of Juicy Ride. You just need the counterattacks to be just as strong, but I'm sure it's difficult when you're getting demoed just for driving forward. Disability, control the field, they control the ball. You're even seeing Disbel going for ground pinches and demos afterwards, so there's a lot of creativity. And yet another demo, 2-on-1. Can Just Ride buy some time? He does. He carves out the left side lane, and Disability couldn't make the most out of that 2-on-1. Now they have an open net, though, so this goes in.
Beautiful bump from Solitude to really set that one up. Forces the member of Juicy Ride to kind of take the long way around. That allows Disbel to get that cutback. Just have that open net to go up 2-0. But I think it's a great job from Juicy Ride comparing it to the first game where it ended in 7-1. They've done what they needed to do. The final puzzle piece, I think, is Juicy Ride just getting a little bit more going on the offensive end. But here we have Disbel looking to center this one. Tries to get it by one defender, but Juicebox is going to be able to clear this one all the way down. Can the defender get back in time? No, Juicebox going to be able to score and bring us within one goal.
Fantastic challenge from Juicebox. As soon as you saw that Disability member try to kind of carve out and just roundabout to put the ball into the net, center it out, you get the perfect challenge centered out right in the middle lane, which goes into an open net. And this brings Juicy Ride in the shadow of Disability, only down by 1 goal. With 2 minutes left, this game is far from over.
Definitely. Juicy Ride in a great position to try to tie this one up. Ball stuck in the orange corner. Disbel is able to gain possession, but has to get it by 2 defenders. Juicebox tries to contest, but is going to whiff, but has the cutback potentially. Solitude also trying to scramble for this one. Just Ride going to end up with possession, but not for long as Disbel cruises right on by, grabs possession, but a great touch out of Juicy Ride. It's going to clear that one away, force the offense to reposition. Oh, but Dismal with a little pickup and the shot on net, able to just cruise it right over top of both defenders, is going to allow Disability to go up 3-1.
And just the fact that, was that Dismal, caught the ball on the nose of his car, was able to even get an initial pop-up, which just set up the line drive to the back of the net. And Juicy Rod, you got to applaud that defense. They had good back wall protection. They were trying to clear it. Just Disability had the better reads and better position to stop that from happening. 3-1. So it's not over, but Juicy Ride got to find the counterattack because they've been really stuck on defense a lot.
Yeah, I think just getting that offense going a little bit more. Oh, Dismal right in front of the net. Can't get that one to find a goal. Solitude trying to keep this play alive. Dismal briefly regaining possession. Juicebox has to double back for a little bit of boost. Just Ride potentially looking for the passing play over to him, but now it's Dismal versus Juicebox. Gets it over one. Can he carry this one into the net? He can. 4-1 now with 36 seconds remaining. It's now an even more difficult task for Juicy Ride to catch up here.
It does feel like the nail in the coffin. I wonder if Dismal even has a hat trick. This guy's popping off today. Just with the reads of knowing when to pop up the ball over the defense, reading the challenges that are coming his way, and still maintaining possession and having awareness of what's around him is great to see at a Disability. And to keep that composure even when Juicy Ride are trying to be aggressive and try to change their play style towards a heavy defense. Disability find every crack in that armor. 14 seconds and there's a chance to score, and Juicebox gets it.
Okay, a great goal coming through from Juicy Ride. Juicebox setting that one up, that angle, able to execute perfectly. Now we'll have to see. 11 seconds left. If Juicy Ride can get a real quick goal here off this kickoff, it might be in the cards to force an overtime, but if you're Disability, you just need to stall this one out for 10 seconds. You've got a 2-goal lead. You just have to really not make any mistakes. But hey, if you can score a goal, even better. Extending that lead to 3 now with just 6 seconds left. Juicy Ride put themselves in a position to be able to tie it up, but unfortunately, Disability finds an opening. They're able to capitalize on it.
And that's the thing, Disability are so good at finding those openings, and the mistouch from Juicy Ride and not maybe playing as close as they used to. This goes all the way down, but it doesn't really matter with the 1 second. You're down by 2. It's not going to work, but hey, Disability go to match point.
And really, you know, if you take out that opportunity, the previous goal from Disability, it's now all, you know, potentially tied up. So a great job from Disability to kind of execute on those opportunities, but Juicy Ride also did such a good job of, you know, trying to play to their outs, trying to make this one competitive, force that overtime, but just unfortunately weren't able to find those last second goals that they needed. But a great adjustment, I would say, from Juicy Ride going from game 1 to game 2.
Okay, I was right. Dismal not only had a hat trick, but a +1 on top of that. Just Disability are playing, you know, some of the best Rocket League I've seen from them, both as a team, as individuals. I'm not really seeing mistakes that they're getting capitalized on.
Yeah.
If anything, Juicy Ride just won a kind of a lucky challenge. You know, at 50, and we're quick to recover on that, while as Disability aren't exposing too many weaknesses that I think the other team are used to really finding.
Yeah, I think, you know, the biggest difference for me going from the previous qualifier to this one for Disability is really their awareness of the position of their opponents. It seemed like in that previous qualifier, they knew what their game plan was, but they weren't expecting their opponents to come from certain areas or weren't really reading the defense. I think this time and in this qualifier, they're aware of not only their game plan and able to execute on it, but now they're playing around the defense as well. They know where their opponents are on the field, and they're able to make better decisions just based on that awareness. So it's a great improvement from Disability that we've been able to pick up on, but now they just need to close things out here in this best of 5. They are on match point. We'll have to see if Juicy Ride can work their way back into this one or if Disability can end the series here.
Kind of readjustments from Juicebox, but as they're Juicy Ride are taking their time establishing themselves, they're starting to get demoed, but it's not like Disability were able to take that 2-on-1 and apply some serious pressure. If anything, they lost possession of the ball getting out of their way for that demo, but hey, they're able to quickly recover this 2-on-1. Challenge from Just Ride to shake up that possession, to buy time for Juicy Ride to really get back on that defensive front, at least both of them. So still a 0-0 game.
Yeah, tough fights on either side of the field. A lot of physical play coming through, but there's Dismal, able to thread that needle, find the opening, and get on the board first yet again.
Yeah, just has that initial save, and Juicy Ride too far forward. You really want to try and keep that second player in the midfield or at least centered out. Just whatever happens, you have a backup plan. But I know in 2v2s, that's easy to say. Hindsight is 20/20, but Disability able to recognize that mistake, capitalize. You got the ceiling, flip reset, crashes and burns on the ground, and gives up the ball to Juicy Ride.
Yep, great contest there of that shot attempt from Dismal by Juicebox. So Juicy Ride definitely making those adjustments. Just need to pick things up slightly on the offensive end, and there's an opportunity, but unfortunately bouncing just out of the net. Solitude able to get the touch to divert that goal. They have something else for us here. No, unfortunately, that one going to be sent into the orange corner. The bump going to clear Just Ride out, and now Dismal looking for a play himself. Juicebox there to contest, but out of boost, so has to play this one perfect. Ball is up, needs to make the save, and the bump tries to come through, but a great save from Juicebox. And now, can they transition to offense, find a goal out of this? No, unfortunately, Dismal was able to wrap back around, but a great defensive play out of Juicy Ride.
Yeah, especially Juicebox just being in that corner. Now tried to bring the ball through the box, stopped in his tracks. Disability now with the counterattack. The shot almost above Just Ride, and the finish is there. The dunk to 2-0 for Disability.
Love the persistence out of Solitude on this play. I think a lot of times players might wrap back around, think the play is over, but Solitude sniffs out a little opportunity there, able to get up just enough to put that one over both defenders and get Disability up 2-0. Now Juicy Ride playing from behind yet again, trying to set this one up. The passing play, but Dismal is there to intercept, knocking this one all the way into the purple side of the pitch. Juicebox tries to get the clear, but unfortunately it's not a great solid touch, but Disability wasn't expecting that either, so the shot going to go wide left.
With Disability double committing to that shot too, Juicy Ride had a real attempt to kind of bring that ball through the right lane while it was open, but Disability were so quick to turn around, reposition in the midfield, and stop a counterattack from ever developing from Juicy Ride. Now here's another attempt to pass to Juicebox, and what a challenge, what a bump from Solitude to shake up that possession, and isn't going to get a free ride to the net either.
Oh, but that one, that touch off of that 50-50 between Solitude just ends up in the perfect position. Solitude, I mean, the perfect play there, going for that challenge, but just the angle with which that one landed was in a perfect spot for Just Ride to secure that goal. So, Juicy Ride on the board now, 2-1 in favor of Disability. We'll have to see. Just under 2 minutes left to play. Juicebox has possession and gets the demo onto Dismal. A little bit of an opportunity here for Juicy Ride to get some offense going, but Solitude with a great challenge going to slow them down.
Ooh, I don't think the sweep is going to be easy for Disability, especially with Juicy Ride only down by 1. You just can't stress Dismal not letting this go towards the net, but you give it to Just Ride. Good back wall protection from Disability too. Dismal almost ready for the clear, and Juicebox shuts him down. Now the midfield is contested. And we're back to the orange end. Juicy Ride really putting on that pressure, and that net was almost open, but the ball had so much bounce, and Juicebox couldn't read it.
Yeah, challenge after challenge going in favor of Juicy Ride, and Disability finding themselves really chasing after the ball on this one, trying to get their offense started, a position they haven't been in all series, but there's a beautiful pass over to Solitude, who hits the perfect little chip shot to find the net.
Yeah, how does Solitude do this with Juicebox in the net? Just, oh, the backflip. Interesting. Didn't, you know, a higher pre-jump would have probably saved that, but just a little bit stressed, especially on match point, to pull off just that 1v1. All the cards on the table. 3-1, minute left. It's not over for Juicy Ride, but can't let those go by.
Yeah, tough break, but we'll see how they recover. Not totally out of this one just yet. A great save, though, from Dismal. Going to be coming through. 40 seconds on the clock. Juicebox trying to sneak a shot attempt in there, but that one's going to be cleared out to the midfield. Just Ride patiently looking for something. Juicebox is up for it, but so is Solitude. Ball will land in the hands of Disbel. Manages to get it by both defenders. Juicebox, though, hustles back to get the demo to take Disbel out of the play.
3-1, 15 seconds left. Solitude with the demo, so Juicy Ride can't even form an offense without getting bumped. And for Disability to get that physical in the last couple of seconds, that's fantastic at readjustments from them. Disbel's going up to the ceiling, reset available, and almost had the final goal. But either way, Disability take the series win.
Yeah, Disability, I think, doing a good job. Both teams looking like they've improved, however, I think is the big takeaway from me. A good, hard-fought battle by Disability, though, I think really showing that they made those adjustments that they needed to. Really kind of pinpointed the areas they wanted to work on. We saw the teamwork coming through from them on in the qualifiers, even in the kickoff. I think they both kind of said, you know what, we individually, too, let's work on the already good at and start to maximize. I love the plays I was seeing out of Disbel, going for those aerials, the resets, and then Solitude. Also kind of, being able to put himself in those perfect angles and really kind of, making their kind of play style a little bit more well-rounded, with them being able to both be individual threats on offense and not necessarily relying on the teamwork passing plays.
Because that's what's important too, because when you are just so dependent on those infield passes, both players have to play perfectly. The angles, the setup, the shot into the net. And if even one player is off, then the whole play kind of fizzles out. So I think that's why Disbel especially is just, his mechanics are next level, and he's able to just have the confidence to not set himself up for success, which is great. And even then, they're still a good team, and they're still firmly in that second place position. But with the mechanics that they are showing today, which is so much different than the last qualifier, I gotta say that I think eventually they could start taking games from Uncontrollables.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like the sort of inevitability if they're able to make those correct adjustments. Of course, then the other side of that coin is then Uncontrollables, I don't think are going to be not practicing or not trying to improve too. So it's just kind of, can they catch up in time? But I do definitely like what I was seeing out of Disability and Juicy Ride as well. I think they made some of those adjustments mid-series. I do think it was just kind of a fatigue kind of thing setting in, and maybe just not expecting Disability to go for those individual plays because they've played each other in the past, and kind of maybe we're expecting more of the reliance on those kind of 2v2 passing style plays, and they didn't get a lot of that. So yeah, interesting to see how that's kind of developing, but I think it leads to just more and more exciting matches in pool play in the future.
For sure, and that's what I love about this format of just, there's new talent that can come in through our regular qualifiers, then we have our pool play where everyone is matching up against each other, so it's just really great practice. Then we're going to have our top 8 at the end of the year. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and kind of speaking of those pool play and those matches, I think we're ready to look at our standings for the first time this season. So as you can see, there's still room for teams to be added in here throughout these other qualifiers, but here are the records so far in our pool play matches. Of course, the Uncontrollables still undefeated with their 2 wins, 0 losses. Disability and Juicy Ride with a win and a loss apiece, and Wheels of Glory 0-2, but I'm sure that'll change. They were playing well. I think they just got a tough matchup against the Uncontrollables for their second match here on stream for the day, but that's kind of your standings so far here for the season. And again, all these teams have qualified for the big season finals, where all that prize pool is on the line, where first place is going to be winning $10,000 for this season of our Adaptive Esports Tournaments. And of course, all the teams that qualify for those season finals will be walking away with some form of prizing. And then I guess the last little thing I have to talk about is that if you're tuned in right now and want to know how you can get involved with our Adaptive Esports Tournaments, not only the brackets, but of course we also host those community game nights every month, be sure you head on over to aet.gg, where you can learn more about the league, learn more about our partners, and then of course apply to be in the Adaptive Esports Tournaments yourself. But from myself and Lemon Kiwi, that is going to do it for qualifier number 2. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.